But before we get into all of these things about theory and about the quantitative aspects of all of this, we need to start with the beginning. We need to figure out what exactly is capital. I mean, that's the place that we got to start. When we say that word capital, it can mean debt or equity. More specifically, capital refers to the mix between debt and equity financing. That's really usually what we mean when we say capital. We're trying to figure out what is the right mix, what is the right proportions of debt and equity for a particular company. Generally, companies are going to strive for some form of both. It's not going to be an either-or type of a decision. We typically don't see companies shooting for 100% equity or 100% debt. Now, regulators are going to step in on that 100% debt decision because a regulator is going to step in and say you typically can't have 100% debt. So there's some regulatory aspects here as well, but really, companies strive for some form of both because they believe that both have value, and there's sort of this sweet spot that we can hit where we're getting the funding that we need, we're also taking care of all of the stakeholders, we're also meeting the risk requirements of the folks that are in charge of the company. So we're kind of taking all of those things into consideration within that decision. Where does that leave us? And there's sort of this idea that there's this sweet spot between the two that we can hit, and if we hit that, then we're at our optimal capital structure. So that's really what we mean when we're talking about this capital mix.